breaking up. This is really bad. I thought I could brush it all off the social media, but it just keeps coming as if it's a sign.
I can do this without you. Please don't.
I don't care. I really hate processed food. Who would want plastics or chemicals in their food anyways?
Wait, but how do you classify me as a processed food? What does the sign say? Don't know?
I cannot even imagine modern life without processed foods. Pretty much all the food items that we buy from the grocery store are processed. Some people indeed perceive the idea of processed foods as, a negative thing. They might associate the term of processed with some harsh industrial treatments or possibly the presence of excessive or potentially harmful chemicals that are added to food. Typically are added for a reason. These are substances that normally have been studied and should not harm the consumer. But even for a generally healthy person, excessive consumption of anything can be detrimental.
But they add a bunch of stuffs to hit that sweet spot and make them so addictive.
That is a very strong statement, and I haven't seen, as a scientist, any evidence to truly support that. We each eat different things. We each like different things. I like probably a different level of sweetness than you like, or even members of my family. So claiming that there is a sweet spot where we're putting so much sugar that it becomes addictive, I think it's a generalization that might not hold water. There are numbers given out there that the certain food, at least in the general public, shouldn't have more than X number of ingredients. We have to look at the function of those ingredients and what are they added there for. Take a product like milk. That would have just a single ingredient. It's fluid milk, that should only have milk. But if you think of more complex products, the cookies that you make at home, especially if they're very good, they're going to be gone in 1 or 2 days. Whereas those cookies that are made industrially and sold commercially have to last for a longer period of time. They have to maintain their freshness. They must not mold during that time and so on. So you may need to add a couple of other ingredients, but again, it depends on the function because each ingredient should serve a function. In fact, those specialized additives are typically pricey, and the food industry wouldn't add them if they had a choice because they add to the cost of making the product. We know that a certain level of vitamin loss or taste loss or loss of freshness will occur. So it's a trade-off. Yes, you're going to inactivate some of those desirable components, but still some will be left. At the same time, the food is safe for consumption. And that's true both of industrial processes and our own cooking in the kitchen. Because if we cook at home and we overcook, for example, vegetables, we're not going to benefit from their rich vitamin content either, because you're able to extend the shelf life of food using processing methods that minimizes food losses, so it can have a positive sustainability connotation. Novel processing methods that have been developed in the last couple of decades and have the ability to both make food safe by killing microorganisms of concern, while also maintaining the freshness and the nutritional value of the product. As any new technology, they come at a cost. High pressure in particular, it's not cheap, which is why it's typically used for products that can afford, a higher margin.
Wait, but are these used in any of the products we buy in store?
As capacity is increasing, costs are coming down. The guacamole, refrigerated guacamole that you buy from the store is now made using high pressure processing, which is one of the first applications. Some interesting developments, for example, for using pulsed electric field in solid state for French fry processing, where you end up using less oil for frying and frying for a shorter period of time, and possibly creating less acrylamide in the final French fry. And this is actually used quite extensively. From a consumer perspective, you don't see that because it's kind of a prep step. It's important to listen to our doctors, and also it's important to tailor our food intake based on our personal circumstances and health conditions. I would like to remind people that food processing allows us to feed the billions of people on this planet, fight malnutrition, to fight famine in various areas of the world, particularly when you look at disasters that happen in various parts of the world where access to very fresh food is not really possible, to have other passions, to pursue other interests, not necessarily to be worried about, growing your food and prepping your food and cooking as one of the main preoccupations of the day. And food processing is a great tool that allows us to live a healthy life, especially if we avoid excesses, as I mentioned earlier.